It's the holiday season, a time of year that's known for people spending way too much for gifts that people don't actually want, spending time with their friends and family, and people taking time off. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of taking time off.
Next Level Coaching.
Hey, I'm Jim Kelly with Next Level Coaching, and I'm here to bring your career to the next level. While you're here, gently hit the like button, gently hit the subscribe button, help the channel grow. I appreciate it greatly, and the people who get the additional information are going to hopefully appreciate it greatly, or they're going to hate it. I don't know. I can't predict these things too well. But today we're going to be talking about taking your paid time off. Why it is important for you, why it is important for your employer, because there are huge benefits on both sides of this equation, not just for you. So strap in. We're going to learn all about it without any further ado. So the first reason we're going to be talking about here is it prevents burnout. What the heck is burnout? Well, it was a video game series about crashing cars. Wait, no, not that burnout. Sorry. Burnout is a prolonged physical, mental state of reduced energy due to prolonged stress periods. So you're physically feeling less because you've been overloaded for so long. And it takes a disproportionate amount of time to get yourself unburnt out. And, especially for neurodiverse people, burnout, it happens much faster and lasts much longer. So it is super important topic for neurodiverse folks, but it affects everyone, absolutely everyone. So if your gas tank is 1 to 100 normally, well, it's about 1 to 50 when you're burnt out, if you're lucky. So it would seem imperative to both you and your employer that not having you burnt out is a good thing. So taking time off will help you recharge your battery, get you closer to that 100 mark versus the 50, and get you in a better mood so you're losing those stresses that were getting you burnt out in the first place. So it's super important to do. And because the other option people have when they're burnout is I'm getting out of Dodge, which is very costly for your employer to replace you. So it's much cheaper for them to pay for time off for you than to get somebody new to do your job, because then they have to pay you to recruit that person, train that person, and then get that person years of experience to catch up to you. Overall, they're going to spend a lot more money on that than they will on paid time off. So use your paid time off, keep yourself from getting burned out. Spread your paid time off over the year. Don't just go, okay, I'm going to take the entire month of December off. Doesn't work out too well. Next reason we're going to be talking about is increased mental and physical health. So I like to put these two together because it is all the body. The mind and the body go together. They should be inseparable, and we should be talking about mental health just like we do with physical health all of the time. But that's going to be a theme here on this channel, so it is what it is. So when we're talking about blue collar workers, you're talking about doing a hard physical job all year round. The body breaks down over time from that. So they need time to rest up. This is obvious to literally anyone, right? When we're talking about white collar workers who are doing, sitting at a computer all day, talking to people, writing emails, doing documents, doing mathematics, doing coding, etc., doing all the hundreds of thousands of other jobs that are out there. It doesn't matter what job it is. They are getting mental fatigue just like the blue collar worker is with that body fatigue. So they are slowly chipping away at that. Therefore, taking time off to rejuvenate that matters. And it's much easier for someone to push themselves mentally beyond where they can than physically, because when you push yourself physically, you feel the injury that comes from it, and your body tells you you're being dumb. When you push yourself mentally, you don't necessarily feel that injury. Your brain doesn't tell you you're being dumb, but it is a muscle just like your bicep, just like your tricep. All right. You have to respect it and give it time to rest. That's what paid time off is for, so that you're using that time to rest and recover. And obviously, when you come back from this, you're going to be doing better and it's going to reflect. So make sure we're using our paid time off. Next, we're going to talk about is, again, on one lines of mental health, but it's in a different, completely department here. We're going to talk about reduced anxiety. So work anxiety is on the rise as a whole, unfortunately. And it's something that does need to be addressed, but that won't be addressed completely in this video. That's not going to happen. I'm not a psychologist who can do that for you. But anxiety is a terrible, terrible thing. And it can have long-term effects on your mental health. So reducing that sounds like a heck of a good thing. People get overloaded at work. It happens a lot. So when they get that time off, that anxiety reduces, which reduces their stresses, which causes them to burn out less. Hey, this all ties together. Yes, it does. It's almost like there's a science to this. There is. So, we want to make sure we are taking that time off to reduce that anxiety. And if you are in a position that's giving you continuous anxiety, you are probably not in the right position for you. And you should be looking for a new role. But, there's going to be temporary anxieties that come along with most roles. So that's going to be unavoidable to not get any anxiety at any point. But if you're under continuous, that's a different conversation than reducing, the normal anxieties that come with just life in general. All right. Next, we're going to talk about here is increased job satisfaction. What? Being off makes you like your job more? That sounds funny, but it's true. When you come back to work, you are generally more appreciative of your job. You are more appreciative of the people you are working with because you are no longer tired of seeing them constantly. I kid. That is not the truth there, but you do miss people and, are generally happy to excited to see them. It gives you that step away to make you actually remember why you like doing what you do. Because there is a reason you chose the job you did other than it pays me money. There's generally something beyond that. Now, for some people, that is all there is. I like getting money. Cool. Nothing wrong with that. But for a lot of people, they have to be interested in what they're doing as well. And you remember why you were interested in it to begin with. And it sparks a little bit of more desire to be at work, which is good for your employer. And it's good for you because you're going to perform better. And the last one we're going to talk about here, and it's going to be your employer's favorite one, and that is increased productivity. They love that. They love that so much. It's so tasty. They love that, additional productivity. So when you come back, because you have recharged, you are no longer at 50, 60, 70, 80%. You are closer to 100%. You are going to be coming in and doing more work because you have more in your gas tank. Simple as that. So that increased productivity turns into increased work done, increased profits. Sounds like something that's good for the business, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So they get to keep your knowledge and expertise because you didn't have to go somewhere else, and you are now producing more for them, and that is a fantastic thing. So today we talked about a bunch of reasons why PTO is important. It is important for you as a person. It is important for a company to give it. Now, it is also worth noting that in the United States, a company does not owe you any paid time off at all. We are the only developed nation that is a case. I can't explain to you why that would be the case, but most firms do offer it. Now, there are firms that have, 4 or 5 people where you can make the argument they literally can't afford to have someone take time off because they don't have anyone to back them up. All right. Generally, those companies still manage to get people time off, though. Seems weird. But we, as a nation, that's something we need to get better at. We do need to have better, safety structures for our employees. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about the benefits of paid time off to you when you're an employer. As you can see, there are several benefits to you, and ultimately, there's a big benefit for your employer to give you that time off. And, make sure you are taking it. As a manager, one of the things I always talked about in every single one of my team meetings was make sure you're using your time off. It's your benefit. Make sure you're using it because you are better to me rested than you are when you're burnt out. And I don't want any of my employees to ever be burnt out. So make sure you're taking that same advice I gave my employees because you deserve to be doing your best, because when you are doing your best, you're going to be doing the best for your career. And that's what we're all about, making your career go to the next level. Now, again, if you stuck around this long and you haven't hit that like button, hit the like button. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do that too. Leave a comment on your favorite thing to do on vacation. Always good to hear. As someone who doesn't really go on vacations, I'm always interested in what other people do. I like to do staycations. I don't like being away from my stuff. I want to be near my video games. I want to be near my guitar. I want to be near the people I love. That's all I want. And I want to be near my puppies. I love my puppies. But, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about what you'd like to do. Let me hear about it in the comments. And I will talk to you soon.